Another beautiful day in the Maritimes, and although you might be thinking about maybe doing a barbecue tonight, you might require a loan to pay for it. As you know, prices for beef are up, way up. Joining us tonight to talk about it, we're always happy to welcome Sylvain Charlebois, Dalhousie University's Agri-Food Analytics Lab Senior Director, although most people just call him Canada's food professor, and credit where credit's due. I think you made the bank loan joke before anyone else did.
Yes, I did, and it got picked up a lot. So
I guess
yeah,
it did.
I'm not a comedian, but.
All right, let's talk about this. You say the meat aisle has become a case study in supply-side economics and market dysfunction. Sounds like a mouthful. What do you mean by that?
Something's wrong. That's what it means. We often say, well, it's all about supply and demand.
Sure.
I don't think this is the case. So first of all, people will go to the meat counter, will choose one of the components of the meat trifecta, beef, chicken, or pork. They're probably cooking their component right now on their barbecue. But they would have noticed that all three of them are more expensive this year.
Beef higher than the others, though, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Beef is the outlier, and by far. So I suspect that a lot of people will buy pork or chicken because these sources of proteins remain affordable. And we were expecting beef to be very expensive. 6 months ago, I was right here talking about Canada's food price report. We were expecting beef to increase in price. The challenge, Bruce, is that right now increases are beyond expected.
How much are we talking about here? How much are prices up compared to what we were anticipating?
So ground beef is up almost 20%. So since last year, so 12 months ago. But since January, strip loin cuts are up 34%.
Wow.
Sirloin 33% since January, not last year, since January. So that's enough to really spook people at the counter. So when I look at that data, I say, okay, well, we were expecting prices to go up. But once you go south and look at the U.S., because you have to understand the beef sector in Canada is in lockstep with the one in the U.S. They're all trading the same way.
So I think it's time to explain this then. What is happening that is driving these prices up?
So basically, context, there's just no supply. Farmers are exiting the industry. Prices are good. They're cashing out. Okay, it did cost a lot to feed animals, so prices did go up. They sold, and they're not coming back. They're not reinvesting in herds, and so we're expecting beef prices to remain high until probably mid-2026, if not later. So that's context. Our herd size is the same size as it was back in 1989.
Wow.
Yeah.
So the farmers are just, normally there would be a queue of young farmers getting ready to take dad's place, and now they don't want to do that.
So typically, you would see if prices are high, people would grow.
They'd be jumping in, sure. Yeah,
exactly. That's not happening at all. So supplies are depressed. In the U.S. as well, same thing as in Canada. But here's the thing, Bruce. I mean, some increases are pretty significant in Canada, in the U.S., but in Canada, they're either double or triple of what we're seeing in the U.S.
Right.
So there's something really strange going on right now.
Speaking of strange, a number of people pointed this out. Meatless burger patties have also gotten more expensive.
6%, yeah, 6%. Since January, yeah.
So that's just because people are turning to them in place of real beef, or what's happening there?
I think it's more about bridging diets. You're hosting a vegan, you're hosting a vegetarian. You're not gonna kick him out.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're barbecuing, you're gonna barbecue, but you do want to keep an open mind and be inclusive as a host, right?
Sure.
And so, of course, that's the demand there for meatless burgers. A lot of people make their own meatless burgers at home for those who actually eat them on a regular basis. But if you're hosting someone you haven't hosted before, or you know that person is vegan and it's the only person,
you want to have an option.
Exactly.
Yeah, for sure. What else is driving up prices here? Because supply is one thing, but is that the only thing?
So I have some suspicions, and it's not a pleasant suspicion, but I do think that meat packers are really doing well. The thing about meat packers in Canada is that they're all privately owned companies.
Right.
So there are two of them, Cargill and GBS. GBS is from Brazil, Cargill is from America. Both are privately owned. They own 3 facilities in Canada, Guelph, and 2 in Alberta. We have no idea how margins look like. We know what margins look like for Loblaws and Sobeys, and gross margins have been pretty consistent. But up the food chain, we have suspicions. Former President Biden had similar suspicions. He actually went after meat packers in the U.S. McDonald's USA sued Tyson and Cargill and GBS and National Beef. And as of now, we've seen hundreds of millions of dollars be given back to Washington because most of these packers settled out of court.
I only have 10 seconds left. How does this end? Is beef going to become one of these, special occasion products like it is in some countries?
It already is, unfortunately, yeah. So keep an open mind. Go to independent grocers as much as you can. In the HRM, in New Brunswick, in PI, there are lots of independent retailers that can offer you some good deals. Be on the lookout.
Sylvain, always great to talk to you. Thanks for coming in tonight. Sylvain Charlebois is Dalhousie University's Agri-Food Analytics Lab Senior Director, more commonly known as Canada's Food Professor, joining us tonight to talk about our growing beef with beef prices. Stay with us. We'll be right back.